But I realized I wasn't really guarding my heart properly at all. It's more like I was just closed off completely. When you guard your heart, you're supposed to have a gate, a gate that opens and closes. I think I had a brick wall. Like nobody was getting in. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Destiny, and if you see my face before and you haven't subscribed yet, then baby, what is you doing? Subscribe. Today I just want to open up and have a vulnerable moment. I personally just want to talk about rejection and how it manifests in my life and in my relationships and friendships. I just hope that it'll help other women realize that they may be struggling with the same thing. I'll also provide ways to really combat it. The Holy Spirit's still working on me as well. It hasn't been like an overnight fix for me because it's like really trying to rewire a whole entire mindset and like the way that I think and process things, because I've been this way for years. I'm titling this video, "Don't Allow Fear of Rejection to Ruin Your Relationships," because first, it made me feel like I didn't need friends, I didn't need people. Since like middle school, I've dealt with many friendship betrayals from the time of middle school throughout my adult age. When I gave my life to Christ, I felt like that was something that the Lord delivered me from, like being more open to community and being more open to friendships. But then situations happened after Christ with like friendships and friend groups, and it kind of allowed an open door for that spirit of rejection to come in all over again. It really might have came back worse because I feel like my whole entire personality shifted. I feel like I was a lot more open and accepting and okay with the idea of friendships before. And then after, I kind of got into that mindset of I don't need no new friends. Like I'm okay with the 2-3 friends that I got. That's all I need. I became more reserved than normal, and it really made me feel like, I don't need community for real. Like, it's just me and the Lord, because the Lord ain't gonna do me dirty. Like because of that, I ended up being really isolated and really shutting people out. That is a tactic of the enemy for sure. The enemy wants you to be isolated. He wants to get us alone so that he can attack you with all the thoughts and, do whatever he really wants to do with you, because you're isolated. Nobody's really gonna check you. Nobody's really gonna correct you and help you combat the lies from him. So I feel like the enemy, he does some of the most damage when you're in seasons of isolation that the Lord didn't even put you in. There has been seasons where the Lord did separate me so that he could do a work in me, and that actually bared good fruit. I've also been in seasons where I isolated myself because I didn't want to be around people. The Bible highly, highly, highly encourages community. There's multiple scriptures throughout the Bible that makes it clear it's a good thing to have community, so that, when you are going through it, it's great to have other people, other believers to partner with you and pray for you and even fast with you. Like it's just great to have community. I went from not seeing the value in community, feeling like I didn't need community. I even went through a phase where I felt like I really didn't need to go to church for real. I literally was not a part of a church home. Like I was just out here, and that was my own pride, my own hurt, my own rejection. And then even after the Lord healed that, after I learned the value of community and everything like that, I still was operating out of rejection because I would keep people at a distance. Like I would tell people things and I might open up about certain things, but at the same time I would keep people at arm's length. But I would just be like, oh, I'm just guarding my heart. And the reason I'd be guarding my heart is because I feel like, oh, if I don't let people too close to me, then they won't have the opportunity to hurt me in the first place. But I realized I wasn't really guarding my heart properly at all. It's more like I was just closed off completely. When you guard your heart, you're supposed to have a gate, a gate that opens and closes. I think I had a brick wall. Like nobody was getting in. I realized over time that when you want to build genuine relationships and genuine friendships, it does involve a certain amount of transparency. I would really push people away. I'd be so guarded that people wouldn't know how to connect with me or talk to me, or wouldn't really be able to build a deep, genuine friendship or relationship with me. Eventually, people are gonna feel wanted, or they may feel like the relationship is just one-sided. They might just straight up feel like you don't like them. In reality, you're just super guarded. And you're trying to protect yourself from being hurt. I've actually had friends reach out to me like, hey, I don't really know, I want to talk to you, but I also know that you like being by yourself. And it's really made me realize okay, if I actually care about these friendships, then I need to put in an effort as well. But no relationship is easy. Any good relationship, especially a kingdom relationship, requires work, requires communication, requires consistency. And I can't expect those things from other people when I'm not reciprocating the same energy, you know? Imagine being in a relationship and like you're the only one reaching out, but the other person never checks in. That was me. I was that other person that would like never check in. Like if you hit me up, I would talk to you. Yeah, I could really see how people could feel undervalued or unwanted because of how I would go about my friendships. But the only reason I was really doing that because I was trying to protect myself because of past experiences. So the Lord's been working on me a lot with that. So how to combat this? I'll talk about what I'm doing to combat those feelings. It's not easy. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm 100% healed from this, because no, it's like a struggle all the time. People text my phone sometimes and I literally have to force myself to respond quicker, or I have to force myself to like hit people up. And I know that sounds bad, like, oh, you gotta force yourself to talk to people. Yes, but I know that's just how it is right now, because I'm kind of reconditioning like my whole thought process and how I do things. Because I mean, when you're operating one way for a certain amount of years, it could take a little longer to break out of something. One, you have to pray, and you have to rebuke the spirit of rejection, rebuke bitterness, and also work on forgiving those who have done you wrong in the past. And that's all a process. For a while, I've really had to work on bitterness and unforgiveness and forgiving those who have done me wrong in the past, because those seeds that I had were planted because of certain situations, you know. And then after praying, you have to involve the Lord in every single one of your relationships, friendships, whatever the case may be. Have the Lord in the center. Pray about them. Just ask the Lord, because there are some people who he may send in your life for a season, and then there's people who he will actually want you to do life with. I feel like any relationship from the Lord, it's gonna take work, and you have to be a good steward over it. That involves also getting out of your comfort zone. I literally texted friends the other day, like, listen, I want to be intentional this year. I want to set up a certain amount of time with you every single week, just to talk, just to catch up. It doesn't have to be super long. It could be a 5-minute catch-up call, or it could be an hour-long deep call. Like, it really depends. But either way, it's just an intentional time that I'm setting aside just for you, so that we can continue and steward over this friendship, you know. And everybody's different. Some is just like, yeah, you know, this is our day. It may shift depending on our schedules. Then there's other friends, one in particular that legit made me send out a whole calendar invite for a certain time every single week. But it did make me feel good, because it's like, I really do care about like all my friends. I just know at times I don't do the best at showing that, but I'm trying to do better. And also, I would just say, like, learn how to guard your heart properly. Like I said, I used to think that guarding my heart literally meant just being closed off. Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, from everything you do flows from it. So it's good to guard your heart because it influences your thoughts, actions, and overall life. So if you're operating out of a place of hurt and bitterness and unforgiveness, like, that's literally going to have an impact on how you think and how you treat people and how you even go about life in general. I'm actually going to make a separate video that talks about guarding your heart and how to do that properly, because I feel like that is going to be more like a hefty video, and I ain't going to put that one in this one because, honey. In short form, guarding your heart properly really means, one, being intentional about renewing your mind, being in your word, and allowing the word to renew your mind and your thought processes. And then being prayerful about everything. So like I said earlier, pray about your relationships and friendships. If you have any thoughts that might come up, like any what ifs or any anxious thoughts, the word talks about passing your anxieties onto the Lord. So if you have any concerns, go to him. Like, be honest. Tell the Lord, hey, I'm worried that this person will do me dirty. The word says, be anxious of nothing but pray about everything. So pray and learn to cast down those thoughts, because the enemy will place so many thoughts, so many what ifs in your mind. You got to learn how to cast them down and focus on the positives. Meditate on things that's good and true. I've noticed that when it comes to worries that may come into my mind, they almost never happen. That's literally how I know it's the enemy just trying to, you know, plant those thoughts to like cause division or to like make me want to be more isolated or whatever. It's good to just pray about it, pray about any concerns that you may have, and then also cast those thoughts down from the enemy, and then also focus on what's good and true. What's good and true is you know, this person has been placed in your life. It's been really fruitful so far. They're not showing you any red flags. You can tell that that God is in the center of this and that they're there for a reason, but you're scared of rejection, right? Just pray against those thoughts, rebuke them, and just focus on what's good and true. Truth is, they didn't do anything to you. Truth is, they haven't done you dirty. They have not betrayed you. All right, they're in your life for a reason. Focus on that. Do not focus on the what ifs. Do not focus on the negatives, and don't compare people to people who might have done you wrong in the past, because they're not them, and it's also not fair to them. Like, if you really think about it, like, what that gotta do with them? Like and I actually had to repent for that myself, because listen, if you really think about that, that's kind of crazy work. I understand though, and don't let other people plant their fears on you as well. If there's that one person, you know, it could be family or another friend or whatever, that may be going through something relationally, don't let them speak into your situation as well. Don't let them project their fears onto you. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope it makes sense. I'm kind of all over the place. Anyways, yeah guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, baby. And I hope you come back for more. Hey, hope you come back for more. Hey, bye.